Oh, all right. Now, welcome to the table rant. I'm Chris. This is Mia, and this is our weekly power review. And I just want to start this off by saying, I did like this episode of Power, but Power is easily becoming a melodramatic ball of annoyance. And it's very similar. You watched The Walking Dead a little bit, but I stopped watching The Walking Dead because it would be boring. And at the end of the episode, they would do something and be like, oh, now I gotta watch next week. And then the same formula over and over again. So I got sick of that same formula for Walking Dead. I'm starting to feel that way a little bit with Power, where it's like, oh, well, nothing's happening. And then, boom, at the end, you're like, okay, well, now I gotta see what happens next week. And then you see the trailer for the next week. It's like, oh, it looks like it's gonna get good again. And that's not to say this episode was bad.
You didn't feel like it was anything happening throughout this episode?
A lot happened, but it's like a lot was going on. It's not like the beginning of the show where it was a lot more captivating. It's like,
well, I know when we were watching it, you were like, there was no killing in this episode, and I was like, well, it doesn't have to be killing in every episode.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be killing. I'm not saying that necessarily, but it's just like a little bit more like not being so melodramatic. It's kind of like. It's just annoying.
Well, I kind of feel like a lot of this is having to happen because they've introduced so many new characters this season.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
So they're having to create these storylines, because if this person just shows up and stuff just happens, then we're going to be like, where did this come from? So I kind of feel like
they did that at the beginning of the show, so why not keep it up?
Well, I mean, it's different. At the beginning of the show, we don't know anybody. We don't even
I'm just saying, like the first few seasons, they kind of just was like, oh, here's some stuff. Hopefully it sticks to the wall.
I think that they're doing a pretty good job at building situations, but I will say that this Blanca chick, her voice drives me up the wall. I don't know what it is about her accent, but it drives me up the wall.
And you probably just don't like New York.
No, it's not
Puerto Rican accents.
No, that's not it. It's hers.
Well, I mean, and I'm not saying that I didn't think this episode was good, or do I not think this season is good. It's just because I can tell it's going to go more in a dramatic route, and it's gonna lose me eventually. So let's talk more about the episode. Actually, let's try and do something different this week. I'm gonna bring something up, ask you how you felt about it, and we can just go from there.
Okay.
All right.
So I don't like this.
All right. So I just want to start with let's get Tommy out the way. He wasn't a big part of this episode, so he'll be easy to get out of the way really quickly. He has a big role in the season, but this episode was like kind of like. He probably had I don't know, maybe less than 10 minutes of screen time this episode probably. He wasn't really around too much, but when he was on screen it was important. So, how do you feel about Tommy seemingly starting to go into business with his dad?
I feel like Tommy is seemingly telling him stuff when the whole point was him not telling him anything. But
do you think there's a plan there?
No, I think that he feels like he is starting to feel like he really can't trust Ghost, so he's kind of like trying to find somebody that he can trust. And it was very clear this episode when he said that I don't have a network, like he doesn't have alliances aside from that small little circle. So I think that he's now trying to create alliances. However, a part of me feels like this is only going to go so far before Teresi decides that he doesn't want to give him up. Like, I feel like he's going to end up not giving him up.
Yeah, he's going to end up bonding too much with his son.
Yeah.
So Tommy basically has lost his whole network, and now he's having to rely on his dad to sell his coat through the prison pipeline, which is pretty cool. However, I guess Teresi's only doing it to set him up to stay out of jail. But at the same time, do you think that Tommy has a plan? Do you think that he's just falling for it?
No, I feel like he always goes into stuff blindly, and I feel like for the business that he's in, I feel like he openly trusts way too much. But I think that he feels like this man is like an intense OG. He was in prison simply because he's not a rat. And I know this kind of takes away from what I said last time, because I was like, maybe Tommy's like, okay, I noticed, what this guy said, but about him saying, well, it's not snitching if it's not somebody you're not loyal to or whatever. But I think Tommy's starting to feel that maybe he has a loyalty to him, because he even said, like, whatever you have to say to me, Ghost, like, you can say in front of him.
Yeah. I'm confused. Because last week Tommy was acting like he knew what was going down, but now he's acting kind of oblivious. So I guess we'll have to wait and see with Tommy.
I mean, at this point, I feel like Tommy's just on like some fight or flight survival stuff. Like, I don't have anything. I have to do something. So,
all right. Well, next character I want to kind of throw at you, Dre. Dre actually is now having to go and I guess search for a way to get from under the cartel's thumb. Well, the brother of the cartel.
Diego.
Yeah, Diego. They're trying to get. He has to figure out a way to get from under his thumb, and because he's done with him, he knows he's crazy, which we all know he's crazy. And he can't deal with him, so he's gonna go through his sister to get him out the way, so he can have everything go smoother. So much, in fact, that he's willing to work with Ghost and make deals with Ghost. So how do you feel about that?
I feel like he's on some type of power move that we haven't really figured out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like because for you to try to take out somebody that's the head of the cartel and convince that head sister, I don't know, that whole dynamic is weird. I feel like he's on some type of power move that we just don't really know about yet.
I feel like there's some type of foreshadowing with his right hand man saying like you should have learned Spanish, and he was like we're this country belongs to us. I feel like the foreshadowing is that they're going to have eventually, because Dre's gonna die. We know he's gonna die. He gotta die. But I think Ghost is gonna somehow make the right hand man take Dre's job, which would be a good piece of foreshadowing. This show is not good when it comes to like writing, as far as like deep writing or deep details.
Wait, before you go too far, that's interesting though, because like this whole thing is supposed to be about Dre like becoming Ghost 2.0, but like that's one of the things Ghost has over him is because he can speak Spanish.
Yeah, that is, but that's something that hints on what we've been saying all season, that Dre does not have the tools to be Ghost because he's just not as well equipped.
Well, they better not all of a sudden make Dre learn how to speak Spanish.
Yeah,
because
that'd be
being
trash.
somebody who speaks Spanish, I did not learn Spanish in the course of 2 episodes.
Well, let's do this the rest of since you know Spanish so well, let's do the rest of this review in Espanol.
No, because then you're going to be asking me, what did I say?
No, I speak a little Spanish.
No, you speak a little. Mia, what did they just say? That's what you do. We'll get your lessons going.
I speak a little Spanish. I can understand.
Going.
But yeah, I think there's a little piece of foreshadowing. But again, this show, they don't really, when it comes to the writing, they're not like that. So I mean, if they don't reuse that piece of foreshadowing, I wouldn't be surprised. But that would be pretty cool. So yeah, Dre has now agreed to kill Tommy's connection, and he made Ghost agree to kill Diego. So we'll see how that plays out. So that brings us to the big fish. Actually, let's not try and go for the big fish yet. Let's go for let's go for just another piece of the puzzle, and that's Proctor. He is dealing with his cokehead ex-wife, who now we found out is on coke. We didn't know what drug it was, but now we know it's coke. Why do white people always get strung out on coke? Yeah, try crack. It's cheaper. Anyway, so
don't do drugs. What?
I mean,
no.
Anyway, if people didn't do drugs, we wouldn't have the show. And we wouldn't be doing this review. So drugs are good. Anyway, we find out that his ex-wife is willing to give him up in order to I guess get custody of their daughter. And since
and that daughter's going to end up definitely in somebody else's care because
she's addicted to coke. She said, "I'm 45 days in, like that's a long time." I'm not downplaying that,
but that could be like making it over a month for her is probably the longest because she's been in and out of rehab for 8 years. Girl, you're not going.
That's the point.
You're not going to keep your job.
She's talking. I don't want to. She's like, I've been clean for 40 days. Like, bitch, 45 days. Like, bitch, like yeah, but. I mean, if you have a habitual coke habit for over 8 years, come talk to me when you stay off of the drugs for X amount of years.
I mean, like I said, this very well could be the longest time for her.
It could be, and I don't want to downplay that, but don't try.
Because she chunked it at him. She could have been like, you're a piece of shit, and then
tuck
put it right back in the envelope. So,
okay, let's explain what that was. Mock comes to her looking for dirt on Proctor. Proctor happens to still be in contact with his cousin, who is, I guess they haven't said what he does, but we know he's a criminal. However, Proctor said he doesn't associate with them anymore under oath. So now they're using that as leverage to get him to testify against Ghost. Blah 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 blah. Fast forward, he goes to her, and Proctor goes to his ex-wife and gives her alimony check, but also tucks a little baggie of coke in the alimony check. Like, my nigga, can you be any more transparent? Like, if you're gonna get an addict back on the drugs, you gotta like sneak it, and you just tuck it in the envelope. He should have had Tommy or something, like, try and like sell it to her or convince her to do it.
Because you can't sit there and have an argument with her about how she sold you out and then be like, oh, well, here's this, by the way. It's clear that was like
what you're trying to do.
Exactly, all bad intentions.
You should have had Tommy like play her like just pretend like he a street a corner guy, and boom, here's some coke. You want some coke? Boom. Something better than that. Don't start an argument or invite her over.
Some street guy like, hey, you like you having a bad day today? I thought I'd help you out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
here's a freebie.
Yeah, or at least invite her over to dinner and be like, we're having a little dinner, and then maybe you fake like you're doing the coke, but then you give her the coke, and then she gets strung back out or something. I don't know. Be a little bit less transparent.
Fake like.
Yeah.
Pretend like.
Yeah, you gotta do is put it on the table and then swipe it off the table. That's what you gotta do. Anyway, so this is the big fish. The big fish, Ghost, Angela, and Tasha. Let me stop calling him Ghost because Tasha keeps just enjoys calling him Ghost in front of everybody. So Jamie, Tasha.
James. Don't call him Jamie like that's your man. James.
James, Tasha, and Angela. So we have now had to reveal to Ghost that Tasha and Angela are working together. And Tasha has to go give a statement to who she thought was going to be the sergeant. I can't think of his name right now. As you can tell from the last few episodes. Last few episodes, I suck with names. Little does she know he's on vacation or on his day off. And who comes in but Blanca. Blanca does the interview, and she's trying to spin Tasha to make Tasha think that Ghost and Angela are now conspiring against her to set her up to look like she killed Ray Ray. But Tasha, being the G that Tasha is, and I'll give her credit for this, even though she's a shit human being, she did not crack.
Yeah, although she did a horrible job at that interview.
I agree.
Your job was to be a mother who is mourning and a person who is completely confused and has no idea. And the whole time she was like,
I know what y'all trying to do, but it ain't working.
So in my eyes, she looks like a criminal at this moment.
Well, yeah. I mean, they can't use that, but
yeah,
I agree.
Still, that gives them more reason to feel like they need to look into her because the whole time she was like,
yeah. So Tasha didn't crack. However,
she didn't even act shocked that Raymond Jones was killed.
Right. Whatever. But that has now set up Angela to look like she's part of the organization. Which, if you really think about it, technically she is. She has helped Tasha try and cover up a murder. She has helped Ghost hide some of his business. She has helped. She does know that Ghost does what he does. Technically, she's part of the organization.
She also knows that he's Ghost.
Yeah, she knows and she's working with Tommy. She's part of the organization when you really think about it. I mean, I know they set it up to make it seem like she's like they think that she is, but we're supposed to be thinking like, oh no, Angela's not that. But when you really think about it, she is part of the organization. Whether she wants to agree that she is or isn't, but she is.
Well, my thing was when Blanca walked in and Tasha was like, have we met before? And she was like, no. I was like, dang it, Tasha, I just need you to like recollect for a second.
Right.
That woman was standing right there
in your
with
house.
That ponytail on struggle because her hair is not long enough to really be in a ponytail.
Since we're talking about struggle, how do I feel about Tasha's hair?
Oh my God. If you don't stop talking about Tasha's closure, Oh my god! I'm pretty sure there's a reason that they did it the way they did it. It's just
she looks. They're playing a character. She's playing a character that's making over. Let's say millionaires. What would put millionaires, right?
I mean, they're in New York in a penthouse, so
yeah, you would think millionaires.
Considering
at least
that we're in Texas, what they got and the price they pay, and we would have had acres.
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
So that said, you got enough money to get your hair did, girl. Come on now. Your clothes are trash. Anyway, so I think Tasha, all in all, played her role right, but she also kind of like set herself up to look like, I don't know, suspect, I guess would be the best word.
I think she just made it look like she's hiding something.
Yeah, well, we all know she is. And Tasha has now revealed to Ghost that Silver is in love with her. So.
Well, she also revealed she loves him back, obviously.
Did she?
Obviously. She just said he loves me more than you ever have. So the way she said it, like, now what? It sounds to me like she's telling him we love each other.
Well, I need to rant about Tasha because Tasha she got some nerve. You have some nerve talking about he loves me more than you ever did. First off, bitch, you known him for all of 6 months probably at the most. Secondly, was Ghost not the man that was willing to put it all on the line because your ass wanted to have more? You wanted to have more than what you even deserve. Because let us not forget, y'all may say, all you ladies at home like, that's what Ghost get for cheating. Let's not forget, Tasha cheated first. Episode 1, she was in the back of the car, finger popping herself in front of the driver. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like cheating to me. Secondly, Ghost, they try to make it seem like Ghost was not giving her attention because she was, that's why she started finger popping in the car. Let us not forget, Ghost is working 2 jobs, his criminal life and his club life. Why is he doing that? Because he needs to keep Tasha happy. And to prove this, Ghost did try to leave the drug life. He tried to have just the club, but Tasha was worried about losing her status and her lifestyle. So she made sure Ghost did not leave the drug life. So that's why Ghost is working so hard, which is causing Tasha to lose focus, for him to lose focus on Tasha, which Tasha is now assuming is because she's not getting attention. Well, bitch, he's not giving you attention because he's working multiple jobs to keep you happy. And he probably cheated on you with Angela because you was not playing your job correctly and making sure your man was straight. You was worried about your lifestyle way too goddamn much. And which has now caused you to get cheated on. You getting cheated on is your fault. Because if you were not being a bitch, he would not have ran into Angela at the club. That is why if we go back and go through this chain of events, you getting cheated on is your fault. He ran into Angela at the club because you left the club because you were having a moment because Ghost wasn't paying attention to you. He wasn't paying attention to you because he was working 2 jobs to keep you happy. How dare you say Ghost never loved you? Ghost loved you so much, he was willing to go to jail and lose it all. He has lost his daughter, he has lost his son, he has lost his wife, he almost lost his life multiple times, and now he cannot see the future. Fuck Tasha. And that's our review for the week. What did you feel about Power? I'm upset about Tasha. Mia's not upset about Tasha. Fuck Tasha. Come back here next week. That was our Power review. This was a table rant. Thanks for fucking watching.